I recently made a video discussing 5 things that the US could and should learn from China. If you didn't see that video, make sure to go check it out. Now, as promised, I will present to you 5 things that China could and should learn from the USA. I bring these points to you as a man born and raised in America, but who has also spent over 12 years in China. These issues that I'm about to present to you are not rarities. They're not the exceptions to the rule. They are commonplace. These are things that you'll encounter on a daily basis in China, and they have a real impact on your quality of life. If you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe to keep up with my future China and travel-related content. And while you're at it, do me a favor and tickle that like button for me. There you go. That's the sweet spot right there. Thanks, guys. So, without further ado, let's jump into these top 5 things that China should learn from America. They are in no specific order of importance. The first thing on the list is common courtesy toward neighbors and people around you. Chinese people are often very friendly. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about common courtesy and basic consideration. In China, they do things like set off firecrackers and fireworks early in the morning. Sometimes as early as 5:30 or 6 a.m. to announce to the community that they are getting married. They also set them off for holidays, when major tests are finished, when new businesses open, etc. Several times a week, I hear the sound of fireworks going off in China early in the morning. Oh, but it's just one of our customs, they'll tell me. Well, perhaps, but it's also extremely inconsiderate to everyone around you. People don't want to hear that shit. Also, Chinese people often do things like speak loudly on their phones in public settings. They watch videos and listen to music at high volume without headphones in public areas, including these high-speed trains that they're so proud of. It's just so unbelievably rude and inconsiderate. Also, Chinese workers do work and renovations on homes outside of the permitted working hours, having zero consideration for anyone around them. The rules say that they can't do home renovations on weekends, and on the weekdays, they are allowed to do it from 8 a.m. until noon, and then they have to take a 2-hour lunch break, and then they may resume at 2 in the afternoon and continue until 6 p.m. They virtually never follow these rules. I've been dealing with it personally over the past few months. I've filed over 20 complaints on them. Nothing changes. They keep doing it without facing any negative consequences. If most people from the US or any other developed Western democracy came to China to spend any significant amount of time, these things would surely stress you out and annoy you to no end. I'm not claiming we're perfect in the US, but in terms of basic common courtesy towards those in your vicinity, we are leaps and bounds ahead of China, and I really wish China would work on improving this aspect. Hey guys, 你对汉语感兴趣吗? Do you know what I just said there? I just asked you if you were interested in Chinese. Perhaps you were like one of so many who always said that they wanted to learn a foreign language. How many times have you heard or said that, but there was never any real follow-through? Well, there's no better time than today to get started. If you want to learn a foreign language, then I would highly suggest considering learning Chinese. There are Chinese speakers all over the globe, so your chances to put it to use will be readily available. I have partnered with the team at Excel Mandarin, and I encourage you to go check them out. They have a wide variety of courses, small class sizes, 24/7 support, and a comprehensive website full of resources that will help you in your Mandarin journey. Also, their teachers are native Chinese speakers, so you can be sure that you are learning authentic Chinese and will be able to speak with confidence. Contact them now and set up your free trial lesson. Completely free, no strings attached. You can contact them by phone or email, all links below. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot the most important part. Be sure to tell them that Mr. Chopsticks sent you. Okay, now back to the video. The second thing on this list is manners. Like I mentioned before, Chinese people are often very friendly people. Some Chinese are also very well mannered, but there are still so many people whose manners are seriously lacking. Things like cutting in line, failing to allow people to get off trains and elevators before trying to enter, littering, spitting, and blowing snot rockets in public, allowing their children to poop and pee in public areas, using profanity openly with no regard for who's around, making an absolute mess in restaurants, etc. The list goes on. If you live in China, you can't help but to notice this. It will affect you personally. I have people try to cut me in line on a weekly basis here in China. And when trains come, I stand to the side to allow people to get off of the train first, like you're supposed to. And they even have markings on the ground at train stations in China. But the other people waiting to get on the train just crowd around and force their way on. That means I always end up getting on the trains last, simply because I'm trying to follow the rules. Also, when I'm on a train or elevator and the doors open and I'm trying to get off, people are always trying to rush in, bumping into me and blocking me from getting off. It's beyond frustrating, but it is ubiquitous in China. Another thing that I have to mention here is the tendency of the Chinese to make borderline racist jokes. You know how in English, if people say things like ching chong to Chinese, it is considered racist and extremely rude and offensive. And the Chinese, rightfully so, would take offense at such jokes. In our culture, those type of jokes are just unacceptable. Well, in China, they do the equivalent to foreigners on a daily basis. They almost always speak to us in a weird and silly accent, and they do this intentionally to mock us, which is the equivalent of the ching chong slur. And even me, I speak Chinese not perfectly, but fairly well. I don't have terrible pronunciation, In fact, sometimes when people call me in China, we have a conversation in Chinese, then they meet me face to face and they're surprised because they thought that I was just another Chinese person. Because according to our conversation on the phone, they couldn't tell that I was a foreigner. The difference is, unlike in the West, if someone makes these type of jokes, they can get in serious trouble. They can lose their job. They'll be ostracized by community, at least by people that have any kind of class. But in China, they get a pass for doing it. In fact, other people around them often laugh and think it's funny. If I complain about it here, they'll just continue to do it right to my face. Or sometimes they'll just laugh and walk away, treating me like I'm nothing but a joke. When I mention this to my Chinese friends, they generally tell me, "Oh, they just aren't used to foreigners. It's just a joke, no bad meaning." No, sorry. You can't have it both ways. The ching chong joke is immature and low class, and I would never do that. But on the same token, I also expect my Chinese brothers and sisters to afford me the same respect and courtesy. Unfortunately, however, that just isn't happening. Do better, China. The third thing on the list is humility. When I mention humility and America in the same sentence, I know some of you are going to laugh and say, WTF, bro. But hear me out. In China, they find any positive thing they can find to say about themselves and tell you, the foreigner, about it. We Chinese are so friendly. China is so safe, unlike your country. Chinese food is so delicious. We Chinese are very humble. China has a 5,000-year history. These are all things that I hear all the time from Chinese locals. I think they missed the memo that said you are supposed to let others brag about you rather than bragging about yourself. It's very off-putting. Chinese constantly boast about themselves and scoff at or mock other countries. In the US, we are much more humble to others. We often try to find something about their country to compliment to a foreign visitor when we get the chance. We often criticize ourselves and say something nice to them. We show a willingness to try their foods, and even if we don't enjoy it, we try to be complimentary and tactful. Chinese are not the same, at least for the most part. While they often describe themselves as being humble, the reality is that they are literally the least humble country I've ever been to. They need to learn some Western humility. The fourth thing that I want to mention here is about smoking. In the West, smoking is becoming less and less common. It's no longer seen as a cool thing to do. It's terrible from your health, it freaking stinks, and it affects others around you in a negative way. In China, the number of smokers here is just off the charts. They are improving slightly, but the fact remains that the number of smokers here is just mind-boggling. Sometimes it seems like almost every male smokes. Now, that's obviously not the case, but smoking is so prevalent here that one can't help but to feel that way at times. The reality is that smoking is just so destructive to our health, and in the US, more and more people are choosing to stop picking up the cancer sticks or never touching them in the first place. It would be in the best interest of China to take a page out of the United States playbook and do the same thing for their health. The last thing I'd like to mention here is, drum roll please, driving. I have both a US driver's license as well as a Chinese driver's license. I know what the people back home will say. Oh, our drivers are the worst. You, listen to me. You truly have no idea what you are talking about. Drivers in China are aggressive and unbelievably selfish. Here are some of the main things that drive me nuts about driving in China. Other drivers just pull out into intersections even when cars are coming and expect you to slow down or go around them. Sometimes when a driver in China pulls up to a T in the road, they literally just turn right without even looking to their left. They just expect you to yield to them. This is not just common, it is pervasive. It's just how they drive. Chinese drivers almost never use their turn signals. If you're driving in China and you signal that you need to get into another lane, they will almost never let you in. In fact, they'll speed up to prevent you from getting in. They'll sometimes stop in the road and just look at their phones. They'll sometimes drive at night with no lights on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. Of course, all countries have some rude drivers, but in China, the situation is severe. It's absolutely brutal. Every time I go back to the US from China, I'm actually amazed by how nice and considerate the drivers are. You might laugh, but it's true. It's all about perspective. Come drive in China for half a year and then move back to the US, and you'll probably change your tune. Trust me. Well, guys, those are my lists. I did this in the most fair and honest way I could. 5 things that both countries can learn from each other. That's a win-win situation, right? I want to thank you all for watching the video. Like I mentioned earlier, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe before you go. It really helps the channel. And I'm trying to do big things here at Chopsticks and Trains. I've got a lot of plans coming over the next few months, and I can't wait to share it with all of you. To my current supporters, subscribers, patrons, channel members, thank you all so much. Thanks for sticking with me, and I will catch you all in the comment section. Take care, guys. 下次再见. I want to give an extra special thanks to all of my YouTube members and Patreon supporters for their help in keeping this channel financially sustainable. A huge thank you to all supporters from the $1 tier on up through the higher tiers. I want to give an extra special acknowledgement to my PCO tier members. And lastly, a huge shout out to my top tier supporters. Lee, Martin S., David is Da Wei, and 有爱心的外国人. Oh, and just so you know, you guys rock.
What do you look for beyond the sea, grasshopper?